Governor Sanwo-Olu launches first phase of Lagos Market Trader Money Initiative. President Tinubu governors set to meet over food crisis. On the foreign scene, one person dies, 21 others injured in Super Bowl parade shooting in Kansas City. And in sport, Nigeria's Flying Eagles Falconets to resume camp in Abuja ahead African Games. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has empowered 15,000 indigent traders with 50,000 naira each through the first phase of Lagos Market Trader Money Initiative. Speaking at the launch in Ikeja, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the initiative was conceptualized as a stopgap measure of the state government to empower small-scale traders in the food systems by providing them financial support to expand their businesses, thereby fostering economic growth and improving lives of many within the state. The governor, who noted that 75% of beneficiaries are women, appealed to them to allow residents feel the impact of the grant by not hiking prices of foodstuff inappropriately.
We believe that this gesture will go a long way to actualize the goal of transforming the food systems in the state and stimulate economic activity in our various food markets in line with the administration's Teach Plus developmental agenda. I therefore want to employ all the beneficiaries to support all beneficiaries to this support to make the best and judicious use of these grants.
The Yaloja General Folashade Tinubu Ojo commended Governor Sanwo-Olu for the initiative and advised beneficiaries to make judicious use of the money. In her welcome address, Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusanya, who stated that the initiative would support the small-scale traders due to economic crisis in the country, called on other states of the Federation to follow suit to cushion the effects of economic hardship. Our correspondent, Adiola Akinele, reports that beneficiaries were selected from markets in 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas of the state. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has implored foreign investors, particularly the business community in the United Kingdom, to consider Lagos as a destination of choice for their investments. He said his administration will continue to make Lagos destination of choice by ensuring a friendly business environment for investors. Governor Sanwo-Olu spoke during a courtesy visit by the United Kingdom Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Kemi Badenoch, at Lagos House Marina. The governor also stressed the need for improved trading activities to improve Nigeria's economy, saying it is necessary to consume what we grow and grow what we consume to reduce dependence on foreign currency. Speaking earlier, the United Kingdom Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Kemi Badenoch, said the businesses from the United Kingdom are excited about investing in Nigeria and Lagos in particular. Badenoch, who is also the Secretary of State who covers exports, said the United Kingdom is ready to work with Nigeria to reduce barriers to trade and ensure that business between the two countries goes as smoothly as possible. The Lagos State government is collaborating with private sector entities to establish an innovative energy hub aimed at addressing the growing energy needs of the state. Lagos State Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Biodun Ogunleye, who made this known during a stakeholders engagement with key players in the energy sectors across the state, said this initiative underscores the government's commitment to leveraging partnerships for sustainable development and meeting the demands of a rapidly evolving urban landscape. Ogunleye emphasized the need to key into the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration in making Lagos State a 21st century economy by seeking partnerships with the private sector to create an energy hub. He further explained how the energy hub in the electricity market will expand access to reliable electricity, particularly in underserved areas, spurring economic development and improving quality of life. Earlier, the Permanent Secretary, Sholabomi Shashore, applauded the stakeholders in the energy sector for honoring the state government's invitation and being willing to partner with the state in actualizing the Themes Plus agenda of the present administration. Shashore submitted that the collaboration is aimed at leveraging the resources and expertise of both the government and private sector to develop sustainable energy solutions and enhance the energy infrastructure in Lagos State. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, has attributed the fire incident at Tony Era, Ishishaga, to disregard of residents to building codes regulations. Permanent Secretary LASEMA Olufemi Oke Osoitolu stated this when he visited the site of the fire incident, which razed 20 shops at Ifakojaye local government area. Oke Osoitolu, who said investigation has commenced to unravel the cause of the fire incident, assured that anyone found culpable will face the wrath of the law.
We will not fold our hands and allow this kind of things to continue. We will do everything possible to enforce safety code, building code, safety rules and regulations all over Lagos State. And I appeal to you that you need to abide with these rules.
While recounting the losses of the traders whose shops were affected, some residents sympathized with them and urged the Lagos State government to enforce the law against selling of gas cylinders around residential areas.
I knew she just put in things inside his shop, and those things, if they are not too much, we should be talking about 16, 17 million naira. Because even a carton of milk that I used to buy from her is 24,000 already.
So the one way you expose the other side, that one catch like that. They try to up the one, another one call expect, but come they wrong. No say gas matter, no be something where person feel wait. If not something like petrol, now person feel say okay, make the offer. But gas, anything like gas, they spend. So before they know everything, light don't catch everywhere. So I just thank God for Lagos State. They tried yesterday, that Lagos State fire extinction.
Some scavengers were seen removing iron rods from the burnt shops, while goods worth millions of naira already burnt littered the ground. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu will today hold a closed-door meeting with state governors at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja, to proffer solutions to the economic crisis in the country. The session is coming a few days after the governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party compared Nigeria's economic situation to that of Venezuela, a South American country in the throes of hyperinflation, escalating starvation, disease, crime, and high mortality rates. But the presidency criticized the performance of the governors, pointing out their failure to pay salaries, pensions, and the 30,000 naira minimum wage. Northern traditional rulers and the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) have also decried the hardship in the country precipitated by the fuel subsidy removal, which had resulted in higher transport costs and food inflation. Also, protests had broken out in different parts of the country in reaction to the high cost of living, with citizens in Niger, Kano, Kogi, Ondo, and other states demanding solutions to the economic crisis. Meanwhile, the federal government has announced that it will distribute the 40,000 metric tons of grains approved by President Bola Tinubu to poor Nigerians at no cost. The federal government also announced that the Department of State Services and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, had been engaged in the distribution process of the 42,000 metric tons of grains approved by Tinubu in order to ensure that the commodities get to the targeted citizens nationwide. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, who announced this at a ministerial press briefing in Abuja, further revealed that the government would be supporting 500,000 farmers to cultivate and produce 1 million metric tons of rice. He said this would increase Nigeria's rice production from the current 7 or 8 million tons annually to a new level, adding that the government would offtake the 60,000 metric tons of rice being produced by millers. The 10th Senate has finally constituted a 45-member committee to review and amend the 1999 Constitution 8 months after its inception. The Constitutional Review Committee is one of the most important in every assembly as it coordinates the affairs of the review of extant laws and other adjustments to the Constitution. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, who announced the composition of the committee during the plenary, also highlighted the introduction of artificial intelligence as a major factor needed to amend the Constitution. Akpabio said the committee would be chaired by the Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibrin, while the Senate leader, Okpeyemi Bamidele, would be the deputy chairman. He explained that lawmakers who constituted the Constitution Amendment Committee were selected from all states and geopolitical zones, adding that the 1999 Constitution needed a review because it contained many issues that needed to be put right. Now to foreign news. One person had died and 21 people were wounded in a shooting in Missouri at the end of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. Officials said they treated 8 victims who were in immediate life-threatening condition and 7 others who had suffered injuries that could prove life-threatening. 9 children were among the wounded and all are expected to recover. Police said they have arrested 3 suspects in connection with the shooting. The shots were fired west of Union Station, the train station in downtown Kansas City, which was where the parade ended, and thousands of fans had gathered to watch the festivities. Now, sport. Nigeria's Flying Eagles and the Falconets are both set to resume camping today in Abuja to commence preparations for the 13th African Games scheduled for the Ghanaian capital, Accra, next month. Head coach Issa Ladan Bozo has invited a total of 30 players to the Flying Eagles camp, from which a final list will be drawn to fly Nigeria's flag at the men's football event, with Nigeria aiming to go one step better after winning the silver medals at the last edition of the Games in Rabat, Morocco in 2019. On his part, Falconets head coach Chris Danjuma, who has led his 2022 World Cup quarterfinalists to earn a ticket to this year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup finals in Colombia, has called up 23 players. Nigeria's Flying Eagles will play Uganda, South Sudan, Senegal and Tunisia in the group stage of the 13th African Games, formerly All Africa Games, while the Falconets will square up to Morocco, Senegal and Cameroon. And that ends our news at 10. Just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicles is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration donated security equipment worth billions of naira to the police? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, we have the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has empowered 15,000 indigent traders with 50,000 naira each from the first phase of Lagos Market Trader Money Initiative. President Bola Tinubu will today hold a closed-door meeting with state governors at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja, to proffer solutions to the economic crisis in the country. We also told you that 1 person has died and 21 people were wounded in a shooting in Missouri at the end of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. And in sport, Nigeria's Flying Eagles and the Falconets are both set to resume camping today in Abuja to commence preparations for the 13th Africa Games scheduled for the Ghanaian capital, Accra, next month. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fabolagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.